Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Let's try it again. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. My name is Terrance, Henderson. I'm going to share an original poem with you. Thank you. Yeah. Glad to have you as well. We appreciate it. I'm going to share a poem with you, an original poem. I'll give you a little context to the poem that I'm going to share. It's called I Call Her Lady. I was fortunate enough to be a part of a writing workshop last fall. That was a writing workshop based on writing in the queer archives, which were on display at the University of South Carolina. We were tasked as artists to sort of meet together and work and talk and discuss form, but then also to write pieces that were in response to things in the archives. And I was struck by an article I found that was an article from the South Carolina State paper from 1922 of a woman named Rachel Watson. And the headline of the article was, "Officers Hold Strange Negro, Doctors to Examine Female Impersonator." And I saw that article title, and I knew right away what the article was attempting to do, which was to disparage this person in some way. And as I read the article, I was struck by what I saw through the things that were written in this article, and wanted to capture sort of my view of Rachel as I see her looking at that, and finding that article now in 2024 now. And so I wrote this piece called I Call Her Lady. I don't know why, but I'm feeling so sad. I long to try something I never had no kissing. Oh, what I've been missing. Love a man away. Can you be? I call her lady. I call her proof of life, legacy, liberation, faith. They call her strange Negro, locked in ignorant chests, the boldness and fullness of whiteness, finesse, good old boys, setting fire to awakening, a conscious stomp on higher consciousness, feeling sorry for itself. I call her the truth, an echo, in harmony with evolution, striking nerves off key, scattered notes left behind in songs not yet composed, syncopated and situated, in between, revealed, exposed. They said she posed as a woman for about 10 years. Her mysterious actions to them were unclear. They referred to her alias Rachel, missing the point and passing over kindness. The night is cold, and I'm so all alone. I give my soul just to call you my own. The brief mention of some love stuff was just enough for me to deny the impression that she was somehow unworthy. They said she was carrying on a courtship with a man in the national capital, blending worlds and climbing ladders of pretense and expectation. They said his picture were among his possessions and that she had always worn dresses. They said the Negro acted the part of a negress to perfection. Now, can you catch that? I say the crowds were going up, pointing fingers, wagging like dog tails up and down, undressing the artifice. After all, it do take nerve. They said the Negro stood in the prison yard and posed for the picture, which means Mama was actually serving, giving us life, a breath of fresh air, a vision in white, hiding in plain sight. Got a moon above me, but no one to love me. Love a man away, can you be? They called her bizarre, they called Sylvester. They called her too much, like they called Billy. They ignored her like they did Bayard. They did not write of her contributions. They did not sing her praises. They did not say her name, so I call her mother. The cat can count here and now. She's over, she's fierce love, served warm and juicy. I've heard it said that the thrill of romance can be like a heaven They said he first wore aprons and became anxious to wear ribbon. And I say the ribbon in the sky opened brightly with rays bathing black skin, kissed by eternity, meeting her smile, the warmth of home and bosom, laying lullabies on pillows. I call her sis, the shoulder lady, a listening ear to my misunderstandings of me, a black diamond shining in the shadows of circumstance, rising like hope, springing her luster, shattering whispers. I can hear the snickers and gasps when they claimed a breastpin and a lavalier with the ornaments to help her fool people. I think of her as Auntie, the North Star, crystals dancing in the moonlight, the rose by another name, a rose in a fisted love, gentle, poignant blue, everlasting shades of you, a reflection remembering time itself as new. Think of your grandma being called sir, or your mother being referred to as him or Mr., the disrespect, the scrutinized, the policing of identifying. Even they had to admit that she was above the ordinary as a cook and housekeeper, making believers jump and shout for the hallelujah they left out. That's why I call her Mother Goddess. Queen as in sovereign, leader of kingdoms, ruler, a black universe, infinite, her highness. Freedom reverberating consciousness in sissy rhythms, tasting like patty cake, deep like an earthquake, watching the children shake, dance, defy, lift off on winds of uncharted love, the hope and stable innocence in the very clouds above. I go to bed with a prayer that you'll make love to me, strange as it seems. They said she played the part of a negress without being detected, unspooked and spooky, frightening, excited, passing, thriving, and surviving. I call her somebody's friend, while they paint her in statues, frozen silhouettes like robust Negro. A threat to the illusion of civilization and a target for writhing self-hate. I call her my girl, that heat, that fire, that ba-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Her stories, untold, buried underground in the ashes of brittle conventions, notions of delicacy, the niceties of oppression, folded carefully with crisp corners beneath her apron. They said she attended holiness meetings, and all I can see is her as the beckoning call to a soulful response, taking us to church in solemn prayer, a hymn for H-E-R, her, and everyone, everywhere. They said she mingled among the Negro race when not on duty, which says to me that she had a place within her own community. Can we learn or break these cycles of hate that continue to keep us from glory? Someday we'll meet and you'll dry all my tears. So I call her my Judy, the resistance, the revolution, her knee in the neck of the Confederate state of mind, her heel in the gut of these things take time. Then you're gonna whisper sweet little things in my ear. They ordered Watson held, but how can man capture the sun? By naming day as night, as if she's left and won't return. Aretha said still waters run deep, and I still believe they do. So I call her family, I call her me. No fear, free, I call her you. Independently carving space into the impossible. Holy audacity unleashed, honey. I name her the answer, the future, the now, and always. Righteousness, a baptizing of space. She's peace, being still. They tried to erase her and bury her in shame. She emerged white as snow, heaven calling her name. But she who I call angel was born just the same, in perfect image of her own possibility, a blueprint inscripted in caves of silence, marking, defining, and leaving behind. There's a crack in the report when noted that not once did he go on his own volition. These depictions hint at their own complicities, the forgetfulness of white supremacies. He always behaved himself, they said, as if that's credit for being an exception, exceptionally placed in Southern tradition. But I can read the rhythm in her walk and the power in her stride, the steadfast grace she carried inside. I imagine her aura the color of lavender, passing, turning heads and side eyes, keeping her eyes on the prize. It's amazing the glow of loving self. Miss Rachel down the runway, passing time itself. Her white crown slightly cocked to one side, slick and fresh to death, sharp, cutting the corner fiercely, serving Main Street realness, and they can't take it. With the caravan of pharaohs marching from the sky, her army of soldiers invisible to them, her tribe, her girls, her love, her strength with the arms wrapped around her, shoulders underneath her feet, and now it's she who's under me, lifting and guiding me as I speak. They called her strange Negro, y'all. Well, I call her Rachel. I call her Lady. I call her a reckoning, vibrating understanding, the cutting edge of vision, a strike of lightning illuminating the path. Hugging and a kissing. Oh, what I've been missing. Love a man away. Can you be? He seemed perfectly contented, and at no time did he show any signs of fright